Welcome to Bosco YouTube. My name is Father Pat Angelucci. I'm the administrator here at the parish of St. John Bosco in Portchester, Rybrook. And in these weeks, we are looking at the Strenna, the motto that the Rector Major of the Salesians, Father Angel Fernandez, has given to us for this year. Sir, give me to drink. Sir, give me this water. And it's a reflection on Jesus' meeting with the Samaritan woman at the well in Samaria. And so this morning we're here at this well, keeping us in focus in regards to the Bible passage that we're looking at. And last week when we met for the first time, we explained what the Strenna was, and we said that we would be meeting in these next 5 weeks talking about our attitudes of listening, of discerning, of accompanying, and then putting it into practice within the family and in our dealings with young people. Today we want to just take a few moments to look at our attitude of listening. Listening. Our Holy Father, Pope Francis, tells us that listening is an art. And in order to really be able to listen, I need to have discipline. Discipline, first of all, not to prejudge or to judge others. And in the gospel that we heard, we see Jesus meeting this Samaritan woman. There's certain attitudes that we have to be very conscious of. First of all, the woman is coming to the well at noontime, a sure sign that she was not accepted by the rest of her community. Everyone came to the well either early in the morning when the sun was not yet out, or in the evening when the sun was going down. In the heat of the day, no one came to the well. She came to the well at noontime in the heat of the day because it was a moment for her when other people who shunned her would not be around. She comes to the well and she meets Jesus. Jesus knows everything about this woman, but he doesn't judge her. He doesn't prejudge any of her actions. He is just there to listen. And in fact, she begins the conversation. He greets her, and she begins the conversation by saying, "What are you, a man, doing talking to me, a woman? And not only am I a woman, but you are a Jew and you're talking to a Samaritan." Men did not talk to women without having other people around at that time, and Jews never spoke to the Samaritans. But Jesus is showing us here this whole attitude of being able to listen without judging. He's going to listen to what she has to say. And so he allows her to talk. And I think here again is where this whole idea of discipline comes in, because in order to listen, we need to be able to die to ourselves. Ordinarily, when people are talking to us, we are already thinking about what our response is going to be before they even have a chance to finish their sentence. Jesus does none of that. Jesus simply listens to what she's saying, and he gives her full attention. And when I'm listening to someone and giving them full attention, I have eye contact with them. Many times, people don't want my responses. They just want to be able to share what is within them. And so Jesus is being attentive to share, to listen to what she is sharing within herself, so that he can help her discern all that she is saying. And we see a moment of this discernment when Jesus says to her, "Go call your husband." And she says to Jesus, "I have no husband." And Jesus responds to her by saying, "You're telling me the truth. You don't have a husband, but you have had 5 husbands, and the one you're living with now is not your husband." But again, he doesn't judge. He allows her to continue to talk, and he pays attention to what she's saying. She wants to change the conversation. She wants to change the conversation to talk about prayer and the mountain and what the Jews say and what the Samaritans say, and Jesus knows, just very attentive and very focused on her, listening to her, having the discipline to listen to all that she wants to say. He's attentive to what she has to say. And not only is he attentive to what she has to say, but he's also being very attentive to what she is not saying. And a very important part of listening is also recognizing what someone is not saying, which means I need the discipline to quiet my own mind, not to pass a judgment on someone, and to be able to simply allow them to speak. And as they speak, to listen attentively to what they're saying, and at the same time, to listen attentively to what they're not saying, so that we can respond. When Jesus says, go get your husband, and the woman says, I have no husband, Jesus was attentive to the fact that she was also not saying that she had had 5 husbands before. He listened, did not judge, and then allowed her to continue to talk. And this is where the whole process of discernment begins to take place, which is what our next point will be. But when someone is secure enough to be able to open themselves up in conversation, and they realize there's no judgment, and they realize this person is truly interested in me and in what I have to say, then they begin to reflect on what they're saying, and a discernment can take place, and the other person can help. As we go through these videos, let's think of the well that's here before us today. The wellspring that is in each one of us. A wellspring that wants to come forward if we take the time to listen without judging, to be attentive, to listen to what is also not being said, and to open our hearts to the other. Thank you, and God bless you. We'll see you next week as we talk about discernment.